over there will start hating you, start treating you with disdain, start disregarding you, abusing you, or maltreating you, so that eventually you get so depressed, and by the time you get to the house, you start feeling bad about everybody and eventually say no to relationship or the marriage. But please don't mind them. I'm giving you things that you need to do so that you rubbish all the blackmail around you and about your family members. Okay? People just freely tell stories, and when they tell the stories about some people, they tell the stories with so much conviction that people will easily believe them. Some time ago when I left secondary school, I was already into evangelical things, demonstration of God's power, holding crusades with, there was one evangelist I was very close to, and my fathers in the Lord were powerful people. They were taking me to crusades, so I was exposed to power angle of ministry early in life. So by the time I finished secondary school, I was already conducting crusades. Demonstration of God's power was more like my way of, preaching the gospel. Preaching gospel with power, healing, deliverance, so many things happening. A time came, people formed a firm prayer team, praying against me. And, they started fasting, that God should remove that power, that my power was not the power of God. Because how can a small girl like that just came out from secondary school be manifesting God's power? Yes, we know that she was born again, but we don't trust this her power. I heard of it, I kept quiet. One day, one of the leaders in that prayer group ran to my house around 10 o'clock and was crying that she was dying. That was when she opened up and told me what they were doing, that they were engaging in fast, that God should remove that my power. Are you getting it now? And they were creating stories about me, that I was doing plenty signs and wonder, that it was the power of the devil, that the power came from water and things like that. The devil I know see, the water I know see, But after she confessed and said all the thing, I forgave her, prayed for her, and instantly she was healed. She ran there and told them, I know do this fasting, I know do this prayer, because that power worked for me, and I'm healed now. So there are some people that go about carrying stories about you. And when you look at them, when people look at them, look how holy they look. Look how innocent they look. Look at how coordinated they are. They will believe the stories about you. People actually believe the stories they told about me, about the power I was using, till eventually they had an encounter with the power that, the power that is above all powers. And by the time she opened up and said it and went back and told people, me, I know they there. Someone that started talking about what they were experiencing when they started all the stories about me and all their fasting and prayer against my power. People are like that in ministry, in our place of work. Some time ago, I think years ago, I was invited by Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship to minister on the power of God's word at Villa Marina Hotel in Eket. By the time I got to that place, as I was ministering, a group of young people came, about 6 of them, about 7 of them, 2 ladies and 5 young men. Wow, thank God I was rounding up the message. So as I finished, I was like, I don't know why these people came. By the time I left that place, they followed me. They followed me. I was like, Jesus. But thank God, the assistant pastor that was following me was monitoring the movement. After he told me what happened, so one of the ladies came and hugged me. I was like, say, oh, mama. Then others came and greeted me. What was it? They were looking for how to reach me, that they needed to. I want to tell you practical encounter I've had in this blackmail of 18. People have issues like that. And if you don't handle the blackmail well, you either get your ministry, your calling, your marriage, your relationship, your home scattered and frustrated, or, you just waste it. Fine. It was just to invite me to minister in their program, 3-day program. I was to talk on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Good and fine. They brought the letter. They said they have been trying to get me, but somebody informed them that I will be in that Full Gospel Business Fellowship. So that was a better place to come and meet me. I was cool and I said, okay, you go draft your letter and come. Let me see the letter. That particular lady that hugged me was the one that came to my office too with about 3 others and dropped the letter for me. I discussed with them. Eventually, I accepted to be there. Fine. When the time for the program came, I was there on Thursday. I ministered, and she was always around me, carrying my bag. She wants to carry my bag. I said, don't worry. She will forcefully say, don't worry, snapping anyhow with me. I was cool and fine. I want to tell you that when Blackmail. When people tell stories about people, you need to listen. Listen and give the whole thing time. You need to listen, ask yourself questions, and investigate before you conclude. Carry my bag. Second day I was there, I talked about Christian dressing and relationship. She was there snapping, taking photographs with me and things like that. You know, we finished the program. I finished with them on Saturday. On Sunday, I was in my church. I was having my talk show on Sunday. They all came too. Plenty people came for the talk show and things like that. Then after that one, the next month, 2-3 months, I wasn't seeing the girl. After about 2 or 3 months, few of those people that came that day came to my office and say, "Ma, beg that we are trying to locate that your PA, that your daughter." I say, "Who?" That was when they opened up and told me. All the lady told them about me, that she was my personal assistant. Personal assistant. That was why she was getting information, telling them how they would meet me. That she was the one going to the market to buy things for me. That she was the one cooking for me. That she was the one taking care of my laundry and everything. And she collected money from them. She told them that to invite Precious Caleb to your program, you're going to send 50,000 naira. I said this thing happened around 2007. So those people gathered, tagged themselves and gathered 50,000 naira and gave her so that she could bring the letter inviting me to a program. Precious Caleb did not see kobo, she did not see, but she made people to believe that she was very close to me. No wonder she was always hugging me, carrying my bag, taking photographs with me. And see me now, I like hugging now. I was hugging, I was smiling, I was posing for photographs. I like photographs. Are you picking something from here? Now I said I didn't ask anybody to give me any money, and she did not give me any money. See, that every day they finish program, she will collect money from them, around 50 again, because it was a big gathering of youths from, I don't know how they gathered those people. You know, they will collect money. She will collect money from them too, that she was coming to give me so that I could fuel my vehicle and come for the program. Men and brethren, I did not receive any shishim. As I'm talking to you now, I don't even know, I didn't know anything about that girl, except that day they met me at Villa Marina at Full Gospel to invite me. That was my first time of setting my eyes on her. But she was going around telling people that she was working with me, she was my PA, and people believed. So when she collected so much money from them and disappeared, that I told her to collect so much, and they believed, because maybe the way they were seeing me, they felt I was the expensive that was collecting. And by the grace of God, my administration Thursday, Friday, Saturday, lives were changed. People gave their life to Christ, and people received redirection in their relationships and in their marriages. You know, so why wouldn't they give? They believed that it was genuine. She was collecting money till she disappeared. They couldn't see her again. So after a while, they tried to come and meet me to ask me her whereabouts. You know, I said, I don't know her. I don't even have contact, except once or twice she called, as reminding me that they were waiting for me. It was a terrible situation. But before those who came to meet me, news had already gone round that Precious Caleb was expensive. For you to invite her to your program, you need to send 50,000. I say as at 2007, can you imagine? And any day she appears, you need to give her money for fuel, you need to arrange for her wardrobe and things like that. And some people believed, but some were just watching to see. I want to tell you that there are people that are carrying stories about your family members. They are carrying stories, and the way they are carrying the stories, they make people to believe. That they are telling them the truth. Maybe because of how because with the pictures, photographs she was taking with me, it will make people to believe that, wow, I was very close to her, that she was actually close to me as she claimed. Okay, so people have things like that. People go through blackmail. But when it concerns your family member, let me tell you what to do. Number one, you just need to be calm. When they tell stories about your husband, about your wife, whether it's true or not, it's your family member, just be calm. Number two, stand by your family member. They tell you that your husband impregnated 5 girls on one street and impregnated 32 women at one corner. Just whatever you hear, stand by your husband. They tell you that they caught your wife so place. First of all, be calm. Number two, stand by your partner. Because after the whole drama, you discover that 99% of the lies, the stories you heard with evidence, so it's not everything that they say they call evidence that is the truth. Sometimes evidence can be just fact. but not the truth. You understand? So like those the evidence of hugging with her, her carrying my bag, you know, things like that. It was enough evidence to convince people that she was very close to me. But the truth is that I didn't know her before that program. That is how people tell stories about your members of your family. But don't always believe. Be calm. Stand on the side of your family member. The third thing is give it time. That's how to rubbish all those stories. They want you to act immediately. Be calm. Be on the side of your family member and give the whole story time. Even in the church, when you hear story about a sister or a brother, don't believe the story immediately. Rather stand on the side of that person that the story is being told against. With time, when you give it time, you realize that it is not really the truth, that lies were put together to blackmail somebody. Then when you look at it and there is need, please confront the person telling you the story about the person. Bring the person that the story is being told about, put them together, confront the situation. You see how the person that is carrying the story up and down will be shaking his or her lips and not say it well again in front of the person that the story has been going against. Okay, so when they tell you a lot about that your family member, about your husband or wife, your children or your kid, a time will come. Confront the matter by bringing that person the story is being told about, maybe your husband and wife. Put them together and say, hey, you were telling me something about my husband. Please, would you mind saying it now? The person may not say it again. Oga, you told me yesterday that you saw my wife at so place. Now I want you to say it in front of my wife. You see how the lie will just disappear. Although there are some people that are bold, that they can tell lie even in the presence of the person that lying against, because their target is to scatter relationship, home or marriage. But today I pray for you that any lie being told against you, against your relationship or marriage, that God will expose all the liars and make nonsense of their lives, and your relationship will not scatter in Jesus' name. The next thing I need you to do is, if need be, do a broadcast. Do a broadcast. As I'm talking to you right now, there are some lies I will hear about myself. If I cannot handle them, I'll come and do a broadcast. I said on so days, somebody did. In fact, let me not hear that you're carrying news, wrong story about me, and it will get to a point where I will come and do a broadcast, record it, and I'll circulate it. Yes, sometimes there may be need for you to do a broadcast so that you will tell the whole story the way it is. My father told me when he was alive that it is that one thing, that particular thing that a child did not say, that made the case to be against that child. So sometimes there may be need for you to do a broadcast and tell people exactly what happened. Then I would like you to please, as much as you can, protect your family members. But above all, I want you to do one thing when you notice that this story is almost bringing trouble to your marriage, your relationship, and maybe they have talked, you don't even know the person to believe in. Drag the person to God. Drag that person that is carrying the story against your family member to God. Drag the person to the altar of God. Take the person to the throne of judgment. Take the person to the seat of vengeance. Let God arise and fight for you, because there are some things that you can't stop except you confront them, and there are some people that will never stop except they are stopped. And those people stopping them might not be just human stopping. You may need to engage divinity in order to bring them down. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. May God cause your relationship, your home, your marriage to be beyond the influence or the efforts of blackmailers. So to rubbish all the blackmail, don't forget I said, keep calm. When you hear all those things, be calm. From time to time, just try and ask questions if you need to. There is nothing that pains a blackmailer when you ignore the blackmail he or she is bringing your way. I've had so many stories about some people, and with time I discovered those stories were just told out of jealousy and envy. Some time ago, one big man of God in town sent me a message and said, Precious, you're rising so fast. Watch it. There is a calculated attempt to bring you down, but don't agree. Don't let anybody bring you down. He said it after a month or so. He sent the message. The next, he called and said, I'm telling you a prophetic word that you are rising so fast, and there is a calculated attempt to bring you to formulate story. But don't allow anybody to bring you down. There are people that are looking at you, looking at the way you're doing with your spouse, your children, your parents, and things like that, and they are working hard on cooking stories, setting traps, trying to set you up in order to bring you down. But I pray for you that God has always helped me will help you even much more, that your relationship will not scatter, your marriage will be sweeter, your home will be peaceful, and every act of blackmail will be wasted effort, and every blackmailer around you will be exposed, disarmed, and disgraced in the name of Jesus. God bless you. Don't forget, this is your family this week with Precious Caleb, and today we treated how to rubbish all the holy blackmail against your family member. Holy, because those blackmails are from people that, or those people that are telling, do not suspect to be bad. They see them as the good people around you, that your significant others are. Whatever they say about you could be true. So we tag them holy blackmailers, and their blackmail, we call their blackmail holy blackmail. But if it concerns your family member, please give it time. When there is need, confront the person. Sometimes try and do a broadcast. For above all, ensure that you stand by that your family member. And when need arises, drag the blackmailer and his or her blackmail to the altar of God, the God of vengeance. God knows how to deal with them. I can tell you stories when need arises. The Lord bless you. I'll see you next Sunday, 5 p.m. I will be treating something very important. The Lord bless you. I'm Precious Caleb. I'm from Family on Focus International. See ya.